rivals are facing off again tonight, this time for the Class 5 District 9 Championship. And it is quite the opportunity. Since the tournament is single elimination, a Tiger victory today would send Florida home. Well, Missouri forward Tony Criswell will not travel with the Tigers to Atlanta for the SEC tournament. Unfortunately, after the half, Florida would come back with a 7-point run, and it was pretty much all downhill from there for the Tigers after that. Michael Frazier II sunk 3 after 3 on Missouri. Florida would go on to win it 72-49. The consensus seems to be that the Tigers just got tired in the second half. While Mizzou is 3-3 in SEC play, the Hogs are just 2-4. The Missouri women's basketball team has lost 7 of its last 8 games, many of them against nationally ranked teams. Coach Ray Hughes' Tigers went up early in this game. First quarter, Dante Scroggins passes inside to big man Jacob Burpin for the layup. Tigers up 10-3. Late in the first, Camdenton's Cullen Carlott grabs the rebound and outlets to Jacob Decker. Finishes at the rim, cuts the deficit 2-2. Later in the second, Gavin Jones on the run for Smith Cotton goes 1-on-1 and hits the fade away. Tigers trailed by 6 at the half. Their narrow win last week over Texas A&M was the only time that the Tigers and Aggies have faced off leading into today's match. Early in the game, Texas A&M actually got the first shot off, but right now it's tied 11-11 on the floor with the timeout. If Missouri doesn't win this game, they're going to go home tonight, and that's going to be the end of their SEC tournament play. The sheriff says officers approached the suspect who was then holding the baby. Here's what happened. He was found with 15 guns in his car, 14 of which were loaded. When the meat is finished, this is what it looks like. This recipe hasn't been commercially produced in almost 700 years. The Columbia City Council will vote tonight on a possible program that would train veterans while they work. AT&T customers told me then they were communicating with the company, but the only response then was an offer of vouchers for lost service. FALCON. Students at Fairview Elementary aren't missing a beat. An outsider would notice nothing out of the ordinary in this classroom.
And we're going to talk about the writing assignment.
The students are following a lesson plan, reading, and listening to stories.
No idea what to wear with those crazy stripes.
Usual teacher, Mrs. Adam, is absent from class today. Bonita Guess is here in her place, a professional substitute teacher for Kelly Services. She says the job is great.
And it's so amazing whether in a school or on the street, there's a kid that goes, I remember you. You were that mean teacher. No, I was that mean teacher that kept you on track.
The system works like this. When a teacher or any school staff calls in sick, the district goes online and requests a sub from Kelly. Kelly goes through its list of qualified subs and sends someone for the service. The district pays $1.95 million this school year. Last year, hiring subs on its own one by one, the district spent about $1.65 million. The extra cost comes for the ability to fill all the vacancies every day.
As of today, we did do 100% for the month of August, and we want to continue that trend. That's our goal.
Administrators agree, saying it's the right choice for Columbia.
It's working, and the feedback we get is positive.
With the Kelly system, substitutes can be preferred by certain teachers, schools, or subject departments. That means even classes that might be more challenging to teach, like art, are going to be consistently filled with quality staff. Back in the classroom, the sub says she's happy with the new system since it puts her with the students.
Every one of them is a value, and they are our future, so that's what's exciting.
India Everett, KOMU-8 News, Columbia. The Rockbridge High School Bruins are off to a decent start this season.
They got a potential. You know, they're hanging in there.
That on-field success mirrors a trend in overall participation. District officials say that district-wide enrollment in fall sports has increased about 28% this year over last year. Some of that increase comes from freshmen to the high schools and adding a third set of high school teams to the new Battle High School. Even so, the city's public high schools are seeing more kids in sports, period. And that means more kids are getting off the couch and into the dugouts. School officials say that that will make positive changes for students.
Research shows that they're going to be a better academic student if they're involved in extracurricular things. So having more students participating is always going to be a good thing.
The President's Council on Fitness, Sports, and Nutrition agrees that active kids do better. The council says participation in sports can ward off obesity and health benefits can outlast school. Parents say they see the difference already.
Well, competition level's better, so she should get better, faster.
Increased enrollment will most likely continue into winter and spring sports. India Everett, KOMU-8 News, Columbia. Humane Society employees say the winter season usually brings about a decrease in adoptions. This year, they've had to offer their lowest adoption fees yet in an attempt to place pets in homes. Executive Director Mary Pat Boatfield says while adoptions decrease, complaints of pet neglect increase in the winter.
Boone County Animal Control and the City of Columbia Animal Control will begin now to get more and more complaints regarding animals that do not have proper shelter, proper care, or food during the winter months.
She says pet owners should make an effort to ensure their pets are protected from the elements. Columbia veterinarian Wendy Forbes agrees. Here are some winter tips they shared.
Our outdoor dogs, we want to provide them with shelter, protection from the wind. It's good to have it insulated to help keep them warm. You want to have it where it's big enough for them to get in and curl around, but you don't want it too big to where they're going to lose all that body heat.
Try to keep healthy food and water available.
Experts say that during cold winter months, it's especially important to make sure that all your pets are tagged as microchipped, as well as it's a good idea for dogs that are low to the ground or have short coats to wear jackets or sweaters.
Watch out for de-icing products that could make your pet sick. And for cats,
before you start your car, tap the hood to make sure if there's any cats underneath there, they won't be injured.
Sometimes we'll see cattails that get injured from turning on car engines.
With adoptions low, the Central Missouri Humane Society says they hope animal lovers can help other pets too if they're able to.
We certainly would like to send more animals home for the holidays.
India Everett, KOMU-8 News, Columbia.
Hello everyone. The state basketball district playoffs have begun for the bigger schools. Last night, the Camdenton Lakers and Smith Cotton Tigers met at Rockbridge High School. Coach Ray Hughes' Tigers went up early in this game. First quarter, Dante Scroggins passes inside to big man Jacob Burpin for the layup. Tigers up 10-3. Late in the first, Camdenton's Cullen Carlock grabs the rebound and outlets to Jacob Decker. Finishes at the rim, cuts the deficit 2-2. Second quarter, Jacob Decker back to work. He's going to down low, hit the layup, and take the Lakers to a 1-point lead. Later in the second, Gavin Jones on the run for Smith Cotton goes 1-on-1 and hits the fade away. Tigers trailed by 6 at the half. Late in the third, it's a tie game. Lakers are going to find Ryan Elliott in the corner, knocked down a three, 42-39 Camdenton in the fourth. Cullen Carlock right there to Zach Brown for three. Brown led the team with 17 points last night. Lakers win and will play Hickman tomorrow night. Well, Jefferson City girls taking on Smith Cotton, and winner gets Rockbridge. First quarter, Allison Hogg took Isaiah Martin down, swarmed in the paint, but she scores 9-2 Jays. Still here in the first, there's a loose ball at half court. Jessica Cobble takes it for the lane. Tigers cut the deficit to 5. Late in the first quarter, Nicole Martin is going to get a steal. Goes coast to coast for 2. Jays in control. Tigers had no answer for the Jays. They're going to be down 25 at the half-point mark. And then last in the third quarter here, Jefferson City played great defense last night. Megan Foster steals it, gets it to Martin, follows her miss, and scores. Jays win it 55-14. They'll play Rockbridge Thursday in the district semifinals. Well, the new AP Top 25 college basketball rankings are out. The SEC still has 2 teams among the top 25, but just barely. Florida remains at number 1. The Gators are in 16-0 in conference play and have already cinched the SEC title. Wichita State number 2 this week with a 31-0 overall record, completely undefeated. That's an incredible season. Moving on, the Kansas City Jayhawks are going to come in at number 8 this week. Louisville coming in at number 11, averaging 81.7 points per game. Creighton coming in at that halfway mark. St. Louis Billikens consistently making the chart this week, coming out at number 17 after 2 losses last week, tailed by Southern Methodist University. They face number 11 at home tomorrow night. Last but not least, the Kentucky Wildcats, the only SEC team in the rankings other than the league champ Florida, round out that top 25. Well, Missouri junior right-hander Brett Graves is the SEC co-pitcher of the week. Graves threw 8 scoreless innings in a win over Illinois, Chicago this past weekend. He struck out 6 and allowed just 2 hits. Graves currently has a 15-inning scoreless streak. For the season, he owns a 1-1 with a 0.92 earned run average. Graves is slated to start Missouri's next game Friday night against Southern Mississippi. That is your look at sports this morning. KOMU-8 News will be right back after the break. A close call for a children's hospital in Wisconsin. An armed man had the hospital on lockdown after he opened fire on the 7th floor of one of the hospital's units. During that lockdown, people lingered outside.
I saw people getting up and taking cover, and I saw hospital security reacting very quickly to get people to hide. So at that point, I knew it was real. It was an actual shooter in the building.
The sheriff says officers approached the suspect, who was then holding the baby. Here's what happened. They were originally there to arrest the man on a felony warrant, and then found him holding a child in an intensive care unit. The suspect would not put the child down and ran away, showing a handgun. Officers then shot the suspect, who is now being treated. They have not reported any injuries. Over to New Orleans and another shooting. An ambush left a man and his 7-month-old son dead near a bridge spanning the Mississippi River. According to police, someone opened fire last night on the car. The driver then pulled over near the toll plaza where the man was pronounced dead. The baby later died at the hospital. Police have not yet named a suspect, but believe the shooter knew the man. Some people in rural North Texas woke up to a fire this morning. Officials say workers were working on a pipeline when it exploded. The explosion left some vehicles in the parking lot burned out. Several roads had to be closed off, and a school evacuated students. No injuries so far. And that's your first look around the nation.